Alright, so here we are, another video, another track guide, this time of Ellough Park. Nice essential to absolutely no one and every single person in the country, at least 4-hour drive. So with Ellough Park, there's lots of fast flowing corners. They've had multiple extensions over the years, and it's a fun track to drive once you get your braking points. So to come up to turn 1, you want to maximise your width from the outside. You can see I'm pressing the brake pedal here just before the 3 lines. That is your reference point. Nice late turn in to try and maximise your speed. You can run the inside curb and open out the steering so you can fully use the full width of the track and the exit to maintain speed. Once you've opened up the steering, you'll be on the straight towards turn 2. Turn 2 is a tricky corner because there's not much of a braking zone. It's almost like Rye House going into the pylon corner, where you keep the foot fully in until you get onto the curb. The curb is this first one on the right hand side, so you keep full throttle and then you dab the brake just before you hit the curb. You can run a lot of the curb, but don't drift much further out than the middle of the track. You will see a yellow line in a second pointing out the seam of the track on the tarmac. Don't go any wider than that. Keep it nice and tight, and then you can get onto the inside curb for the second apex. Once you're on that, open out the steering. You can see a bit of opposite lock there just to keep my line, but it's not the best, but there we go. Open out your steering onto the exit curb and straight line. Straight where the track kinks to the left, you want the straight line over to minimise the track length. Go to the right hand side and you'll be able to see in a second. Here is my braking point. You can see the dotted lines aiming towards the tyre wall on the outside. Once you get towards the tyre wall and the curb, I use the the first part of that curb as my reference to start turning. You turn in. You can carry a lot of speed here by running the inside curb, open out the steering again, and run wide. Depending on JV's track torques, there will be different track limits. So bear that in mind when you torque. You might not be able to run that wide on that curb this week as you were last year. This left here is an easy flat. Run as much of the curb as you can. Where the curb dips down, it drags you around the corner. Then you want to get all the way back to the left hand side as quickly as possible. So you open up your right hand side. Once again, run as much curb as you can. You get to brow of the hill, and when you're at the brow of the hill, that is your braking point. When you're braking, you want to drift towards the outside of the track. So it's kind of like a turning, drifting, aiming to get your bump on the white dotted lines. Turning nice and early because it's a fast corner. I don't like to run that inside curb because it's quite a big one and will unsettle you. Then you get close to the tyre wall on the exit. Straight line to the outside and into the left hand side for the second last corner. Coming into the second last corner, you want to go to the left hand side. Aim towards the white line and to get as close as you can to the tyre walls. It's hard to give you a reference point, so you will have to experiment, but that arrow will give you a rough idea where I'm braking. You'll be able to see that from my foot being depressed on the pedal. You can just clip the inside curb there, but don't run too much because it will unsettle you and push you really far out. Then you go quickly to the right hand side again, and there are a couple of reference points here for this corner. Now you'll see the dirt patch on the right hand side. Hopefully it's there this year. I imagine it will be. That is your turning in point. Nice late entry to try and carry speed as much as this curb as you can because there's a lot of runoff on the exit. So if you hit this curb here, you should be able to open out your steering. You can see where my wheel was pointing. Open out your steering and once again run the exit. Now Ellough has lots of runoff everywhere. The aim is to stay within track limits. Maximize your speed by turning the steering wheel less and less. The more you turn the wheel, the more you slow down. So it's about being smooth and maximising speeds on the exits. Okay, so I hope this has helped somewhat, and I'll see you over the weekend and enjoy it at full speed. Thank you. Bye.